to listen to news. Trust you me, there's no good news on the news, right? So do not listen to news. Go on YouTube, type motivational videos, or go and follow, so many people out there who have positive messages to give you. Listen to that. There's so many messages to wake up to. Once you wake up with that positivity in you, whatever you feed yourself in the morning determines how your day is going to be. So many people wake up to depressing news, to this, to that. They hear all this, and that affects your mindset. So when you wake up, your body is at its highest receptive rate when you wake up.
Right.
So what you feed your mind and your body with first thing in the morning determines the outcome of your day. So let's feed ourselves with positivity. Let's plan our day. Let's have those mirror conversations. I have them with the amazing G's every single morning. I'm blessed. I'm favored. I'm a winner. I'm a champion. I can do all things through Christ. Speak for those things early in the morning, because whatever you command your day is what ultimately it will be. So waking up early is a key thing that successful people do.
Come on.
Remember, we're talking about successful people. If you want to be ordinary, please sleep. Do whatever you were doing before.
Yeah.
But if you want to be that elite 3% of those people who have accomplished so much, you're going to wake up early. You're going to work late. I love Miles Monroe. He says the richest place on the planet is the graveyard, because so many people died without fulfilling their full potential, because vairara sterek whilst others were working. And to the billionaires and the people who are making it out there, believe it or not, they have the exact same 24 hours that you have. But what you do, you are one person who's going to keep on complaining and murmuring and blaming everybody else. And they do not do that. They wake up early, and they wake up and they sleep late, and they focus on their craft.
All right, so before we move on to the next one, I come back again. There's people like Becky who do not have a problem sleeping late, but I struggle to wake up early. Will that mean I'm not going to be successful, or I'm not going to get those habits in place? I'm better at night. My mind is functioning better at night. Morning, dololo, nothing. It doesn't function. Can I be helped, or do I stick to my routine?
I think one of the most important things, there are 24 hours in a day. Whatever percentage you give to your sleep is what we're talking about here.
Okay.
There are people who can sleep 10 to 12 hours in a day. That's half of your life wiped away you sleeping. So waking up early and sleeping late is a routine that you have come up with yourself, depending on how hungry you want something. Now, the difference with me, I remember when I started Pro Air, the very early days, my wife would say, don't you come to bed, don't you do this? But because I was so hungry of achieving a certain status and certain results in a short period of time, I had to work later and do what everybody else was not doing, because I wanted the results that everybody else was not getting. So it depends with the amount of time you call, say, sleeping.
Okay.
6 hours is more than enough, but most of the people, you'll find they sleep for longer than that. And if you're up for 18 hours, that's a good amount of time, especially if it's productive. And I go again to say, you know what, there are people who watch unnecessary series, movies, do unnecessary things, which don't build self. This is self-investment. So if you don't build yourself and invest in things that amplify what you want to become in the future, this is what we're talking about. And successful people deliberately spend more time on them and what they want to achieve and working hard on their craft, which is why they become the ones to go to whenever their names are mentioned. Remember, we spoke about, work so hard you don't need to be introduced when you walk into a room. Those are people who've sacrificed so much during the early stages of their life. You might see them now not working as hard, but there was a season that they worked harder than everybody else. And now they are not as working as hard, but they've got and reached a certain level. So it's important, if you want to be rich, successful, these are some of the things that they do. They spend more time up, focused, not watching unnecessary things, not doing unproductive, going partying, popping bottles, doing all these unnecessary things. Right, number 2.
Let's go.
They are focused and action-oriented. Right? Successful people are focused. Now, we have abbreviated the word focus as follow one course until success. So successful people are so focused that no matter what distraction comes their way, they will not look left or right. They will remain focused on what they want to achieve. Our current generation, believe it or not, they are so distracted by spending unnecessary time on social media, trying to imitate this, that, and the other. If a party or this happens, they will go and waste the money they've invested on blowing money, wanting to look good on social media, post pictures, travel expensive class, this, that.
Yeah.
And this is what leads people to not be where they're supposed to be. You know, they are determined to achieve the things that they want to achieve. They are not quitters. They are go-getters. They don't quit no matter what,
Yeah.
right? No matter what comes their way, no matter what economy, what rate, no matter what political party, whatever, kwakanaya, kwakasanaya, they will keep focused on their craft.
Right.
You know, there's an amazing quote in Proverbs. You know, there was a guy who said, I'm not going to go out because there's a lion. Those are the excusatitis people. And when anyone was here listening to us, who haven't started a business, who haven't tried a new venture, because they keep blaming things outside, because they are not focused. When you become focused on something, there's somebody listening who wants land. There's somebody listening who wants to go and register a company.
Right.
There's somebody listening who wants to open a shop. But if you don't go and look for those things, and you're not focused on getting them, you're never going to get the results. So successful people are so focused until they hit the mark that they want. They will work so hard. They will try and knock on so many doors to get to the place that they want to get. But majority of us, once you try one, shagaramba, no, this thing is not meant for me. You quickly quit. You throw in the towel quickly. And because of that, you will never get the things that other people who are successful have got. Because I tell you, people who have been successful, most of them who you know and see, have failed many times. Remember, we said fail, abbreviated, stands for first attempt in learning, right? They have learned so many times how not to do certain things. That's why they have become successful. The greatest ingredient for success is called failure. That is the greatest ingredient for somebody to become successful.
Failure.
That's it.
You have to fail at something, because as you fail, you are learning how not to do it. You are learning how to do it. I believe so much in failure. It is 1:45. We're still with George Billionaire. We just take a little bit of a break. When we come back, you can send through your questions, your comments, or your contributions of what we have spoken about so far. We are talking about things that the rich and successful people do. We'll be right back.
For all your latest.
Hello, it's your boy George Billionaire, and you're listening to Cappy Talk 100.4 FM, Harare's Heartbeat. Yours truly, Becky K.
We're back with George Billionaire, and we're talking things rich and successful people do. While we were off air, I was really like saying to George, you know, I think I need help, because I can wake up early, but maybe 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 times a week. And then he brought the aspect of routine. Talk to us about routine.
Yeah, old habits die hard. And we've got habits that we grew up with, you know. Yeah, and those are ndakakura ndichiita. So, you know, habits, it's very difficult for habits to die. But then if you do something consistently for 21 days. I was telling you that I have alarms on my watch, right? And it's amazing how my kids now know what it means. And because it's a habit, they've actually joined in now. So imagine that began as my habit, but now it's also their habit.
also theirs,
So when they wake up, now they put the TV on, they're bathing, they're watching YouTube, they're doing this, they're watching motivational. It's also now become a part of them. So it's about habits. And because I've learned from the successful people that mentored me and I looked up to, and they told me, remember, we always say success leaves clues. In Becky, I want to be rich, successful, and, you know, I want to be on top. So if you listen to people who've made it and you follow exactly what they do, sometimes it's not the most comfortable thing. 5 o'clock. But I used to remember, and Pastor Victor Kambasha used to wake me up at 3 a.m., send me things, and it became my habit. During the day, I need a power nap in the office, but what I would have accomplished, I'm more a morning person. Between 8 a.m. and 12, I've done everything I need to, which is why I recommended the book, The 4-Hour Work Week.
Right.
It's all about focus and execution on the most important things. First in, first out. So the most important, guys align in that order. Kutinas, I want to see 4 people. These 4 people from 8 to this, I'm going to meet Ningi. From this, imagine if you see 4 people in a week, you've seen 28 people. And if that's business, 28 people is a lot. if you get 10% return, 2-3 deals in a week, because you've seen 28 people. But majority of people have a plan plan their days. They don't write things down. They don't execute. And wanongomuka chamuka inyama, and you'll never become successful with chamuka
Saka,
inyama investments.
ana chamuka inyama investment muri kuti havazobuduriri
Avabudirire, hakuna chamuka inyama.
or it's short lived.
No, it doesn't last. It doesn't even exist because yeah, let me go and meet Ningi. Success is about consistency. It's about persistence. It's about resilience.
Yeah.
It's about somebody who plans. You know, I always say if you don't know what you're doing tomorrow, today, hausi munhu akarongeka achaenda kure in life.
Yeah.
Mangwana ndotoziva kuti mameeting angu ndina ningi. Hi, I'm meeting Ningi at 8. And, you know, you're not a time waster. You go in there, quick meeting, in, out, and done. You know, you don't waste time entertaining people who come to you, 10 minutes, 30, an hour is gone. No, go there directly for what you want. You've got everything done. You've got your quotations, you've got your images, you've got this. Are they happy? If not, you move on to the next. And that attitude, you know, that's why I say I love Michael Jordan's quote. You know, I haven't, you miss 99% of the shots you don't take, right? Imagine, Saka, if you don't...
Just because you didn't take it.
That's it. But then if you plan your day and you execute, you do not know the opportunities you're missing by procrastination. So routines are key. And once you get into a habit of them, after 21 days, if you're somebody who wakes up at 3 a.m. to pray, you set the alarm for the first couple of days. Your body will automatically know, hey, and you wake up at exactly 2:53 because your body now knows, this is my routine. And it's the same thing with planning your day. At 5 o'clock, my alarm goes on every day, Becky, and it asks me, George, what have you accomplished today? Ndovura my diary and I look, did I see Ningi? Did I do this? Did I achieve this? But guess what? That's a way of keeping myself accountable. Because no direction of what they're doing. Some people woke up today, they don't have a plan. But if you're strategic with this thing called success, you'll be somebody who is old school. I'm not a believer in keeping a journal, writing things down. I say we're meeting at 10 o'clock. Usashike at 10. Shika 15-20 minutes earlier, or a professional.
Right.
Those are things that show elements and signs of success. On time is late. But if you're there early, it's not a zomono seriousness. But no. This person is set apart to do amazing different things in their life. Right. And you will have the characteristics and traits of success sooner than later.
We've got 7 minutes left. Do you think we can get into number 3?
Yeah, we can.
All right.
Right. Number 3. They take ownership of their lives and they don't play the victim game. Now, successful people, believe it or not, and you know, I always say, I don't know what it is with those who grew up without, those who went through abject poverty, and things were not okay. Those people if they take responsibility of their lives, they don't want to go back to living the life they grew up with, and they don't want their kids to experience that. So their determination to achieving is far more than those who grew up with, who are relying on their parents' wealth and success, and they don't think they have to work as hard to achieve certain things. I have mentors who say, George, I wish my children were as hungry as you, as focused as you, but my kids have it all good and done, and they think they are going to survive on my wealth. And you know, if you don't take responsibility and ownership of certain things, you'll never, you know, in Zimbabwe, so many people have excuses. It's the government, it's ZANU-PF, it's this, it's everything. But I was kutora responsibility.
What are you contributing?
Captain, you are responsible for where you are going to end up ultimately. So if you don't take responsibility, you know what? I want to be the first millionaire. I want to be the first billionaire in my family. But what does it take? It takes a lot of sacrifice. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of not doing what everybody else in your family did before. It takes visa munevano vamwe varikuramba vachikomplaina and going the route less traveled. It may seem like hapana kwauri kuenda. You know, I always say kuti don't go where many have gone. Create your own path. But the journeys, the adventures, the things you face make you more a person than following wangwese because they will get the same results.
Yeah.
But you will find new things. And when people was successful, people, how did you do it? I decided to segment myself, and I did this. I had friends growing up, and when I wanted to go on the journey of Pro Air, when I iwe, siyana nazo zvema aircon izvi. Ndiani akamboita zvema aircon? Why don't you just stay in formal employment? But I had to remove myself from the naysayers, right? And take responsibility, because I now had 2 kids, my twins.
Right.
I had a wife, I had bills, right? Zvasiyana. I had to go the journey less traveled. But look at it now. Many years later, my friends are still there. They're okay. But I'm somewhere else where I've created my own course
Right.
of where I want my life, my lifestyle, certain things I want in life to be. So taking responsibility is an important element that I encourage people to take. Take responsibility. Don't play blame game and victimize everybody.
Own up.
All of us have the same 24 hours, the same air we are breathing, the same opportunities in this country. But to he who sees, you know, I love the word of God. Prayer inodanzi, give us this day our daily bread. And it saka munhu wese ari kupiwa more opportunities. That daily bread is opportunities. But to he who is able to see an opportunity and sees it and utilize it will get a return. But there's no opportunity that's going to come when you are complaining and thinking that just the job, your job,
Will get you
is
that
going
place.
to take you where you want to go. And remember, I said to people, robots are coming. Artificial intelligence is
It's
coming.
here.
Very soon you're going to hear, I was watching a car driving itself. I'm coming from Dubai, you order on a tablet and your food is delivered. There are outlets now, takeaways, where you just punch and, you know, everything is being automated. Saka mabasa muri kuti ndeyangu, I'm going to be there 5 years. Trust you me, your days are numbered, and don't wait for that to manifest. Kuti uzotanga kuti, hey, zvaimbotaura George naBheki zviya, let me jump out. Let me take responsibility. Because time iri kufamba. Becky, I just turned 40, right?
know, my
It's a
guy.
huge milestone. But trust you me, had I not done what I did many years ago, I wouldn't be living the life I'm living today.
So it's the seed that you planted a couple of years ago that is now like shooting out.
And that
You
seed,
are now-
majority of people don't want to go pasiri comfortable. When vari kuda comfort zone, havasi kuda risk. And you see, ndo zvakaipira vanhu vakadzidza stereki. Very too calculated. They think, what if it doesn't work? No, you know, entrepreneurs, the first 5 years, they don't succeed. I don't believe in that theory. Whoever came up with the theory, you know, 50% or 80% of entrepreneurs don't last more than 5 years is a negative person. I believe if you are mentored right, if you apply the proper principles, there's no way you become broke and busted. So, vana vadi kuita zvinoita vanhu vakarecha success. They only like what they see, the end results.
But
They don't like panodyarwa mhodzi, the initial hard parts, no sales. Uchisekwa nevanhu, uchinzi asiyana nazvo. You see, takambokuudza. But then, vese who I know today who have become successful are people who focused on their craft, who got rid of the naysayers, who believed what they wanted to become, and ultimately they are living the lives that they want today.
Right, we only managed to cover 3 points, but I think I'm liking the direction that this is going. Saka next week Monday tungopedza kanyaya kacho.
Yeah.
Anzina 6158. You speak Anzi, yes, speak it, Uncle Billy. We are drinking in mouthfuls from your fountain of wisdom. Baba Khan. I'm picturing Chamuka Inyama right now, and I see the character yacho, the type of person. Anongofonirwa chero wherever it is. They could even be in the middle of the highway. Achinyepera kunzi pamuka dhiri kuno uya uyo U10
Atochinja.
Chamuka Inyama. This is from Eunice. Eunice, thank you so much for writing in. It is 1 minute to news time. Stick around. When we come back, we get into lunchtime recharge. This is Capitalk 100.4 FM.